And as you guys are writing down some key takeaways today, I am going to introduce you to another person. You guys are going to be amazed at her. She also is not diabetic. However, she is insulin resistant. So I want to talk with her because Andrea has an amazing story also, again, of, even if you're not considered a diabetic, right, you can still have hormone imbalance. And she's proof that, you can actually fix the hormones, reduce the inflammation, and lose weight. Hi, Andrea. How are you, sister?
Hi.
You look amazing too. I love when my girls doll up for their interviews. This is amazing. So tell the girls about your story. Tell them, kind of what was going on and, the frustration that you were having.
Yeah, well, I know why you put me on this day to interview, because this is me to a T, everything you're teaching today. So I have two daughters. They're 15 and 19, and I had gestational diabetes with both of them when I was pregnant, and been fighting the weight ever since. And go every year for the medical checkup, and they go, "Oh, gestational diabetes, you're at risk for diabetes." Okay, great. What do I do? Eat better. It's kind of the advice, and
Right.
no real direction on what to do, where to go, or how to solve it. So I think it was in January this year, I went back and got the same answer. Well, now you're at the ripe old age of 42. They told me my advanced age. There was nothing I could do at this
advanced
point.
Age at 42.
My advanced age of 42, there was nothing they could do for me. So, just hormones are just the part of women in their 40s, and what other medications would I like to go on and, mask those symptoms that I was having. And that's about all they could do for me. And keep my fingers crossed I didn't develop diabetes till I was 70 was my doctor's advice. And I said, well, how do I do that? And they said, I don't know. So came home, started talking to my sister-in-law, who said, oh, if I got the group for you. So stalked you for about 2 months and joined as soon as I could.
You joined quick, actually. But
I did.
But how frustrating is that to hear that? Here you are, a patient going to your doctor saying, I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I want to fix what's going on. What do I do? And not be able to do. I mean, you were so frustrated when I talked to you the first time. I'm like, girl, I can help you, but I understand your pain, Yeah. It's just getting the runaround and not being able to find anybody that can actually kind of make things clear for you. It's so frustrating.
It is. And this group, I mean, like all the girls were saying, it's such a blessing to not only have your guidance with it, but the other girls supporting you. And just, if I don't get on the calls as often because I work full time, but if I'm having a bad day and I think, oh, I'm going to eat some whatever and it's bad, I can go on and watch the video, and I guarantee somebody else is going through that same thing. So just to have those videos available, even to fall back on and know that there's other women out there going through the same thing. Yeah, I don't have diabetes, but it's so similar. It doesn't really, like you've always said.
Yeah, and that's what I want to, and that's what I'm going to share my screen because I want to talk a little bit about this so that these girls really understand. So when you joined, right, your A1C was actually really good. It was like 5.2. Like it like you are not pre-diabetic. However, you're on the verge of being pre-diabetic because your insulin resistant. Your insulin was out of the roof, which was causing your triglycerides to be high. Your insulin was high. Your blood sugars were higher, and you had high inflammation markers.
Oh yeah.
Right. So when we, started looking at the blood work and we started implementing these, inflammatory markers, and we started to do the protocol, you were able to lose 17 pounds and 13 inches and down 2 sizes. And this is just in 3 months.
Yeah.
And you have a chronic case. This is my point, you guys. This is the point I want to make is Andrea has had the wrong help for many, many years. And she's severely insulin resistant. Her insulin is one of the highest I've seen, right? Even though her diabetes, she doesn't have diabetes. But insulin resistance is a precursor to diabetes. And how long you would have stayed there, who knows? You could have probably stayed insulin resistant for another year, 2 years, maybe not. Maybe in 2 months you would become a full-fledged diabetic. You just don't know. Everybody's different. Right. But the frustration of not, just like we talked about on your initial call, it's like, you just want to know. You just want to know what's going on. Because once you know, then you can set the plan of action to take care of it. Like, let's go. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. I didn't want another, oh, here's another prescription for your migraines. Here's another prescription for this pain. Here, have surgery on this to make it feel better, whatever it is. The aches and pains are going away. Yeah, I had weight loss as my top goal, but I can tell you after 3 months, the fact that I can wake up in the morning and I don't feel like an old lady, I mean, it's awesome, you know, and I'm sure it's all that inflammation is going away, right? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like I'm now 42 and it's not a bad thing, right? So,
well, absolutely your inflammation is going away. And this is how we know, because we do blood work at the beginning and then we just got your blood work back and all your markers were down. Your triglycerides were down, your insulin was down, your blood sugars were down, your inflammation markers were down, and your weight's down.
Yeah.
And your down sizes. So we know, we don't just guess. That's the other thing, you know, in the academy, we want proof, and we need to know exactly like what's going on. But how excited were you when you were able to see these things come down and start feeling better? I mean, that must have just made you so excited, right?
Oh, I was. I mean, I could already tell, like I said, just how much more energy I have and how much better I just feel, like the aches and pains are gone and all of that. But to have that definitive proof that internally things are healing is just, it's amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting the numbers. I was hoping the numbers would be down a little bit, but to have it go down dramatically like it did, it was like, wow. I mean, and like I said, it's been 3 months. So I'm excited to get going and do the whole class over again with all these new ladies, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah. And I remember telling you too, I'm very honest with every single girl that comes into the academy, right? I specifically remember telling you, I'm like, Andrea, I know I can help you. However, I do know your insulin resistance is very severe. Yeah. And I said, we need to heal the hormones, balance the hormones, and reduce your inflammation before a lot of weight will come off. Yep. And you're like, hey, I'm fine with that. And then the first 5 pounds and 10, when that came off, you're like, oh my word, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's just going to continue to come off the more we can heal the body. Your body has been, you know, insulin resistant and inflamed for a long time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these ladies, like they've had diabetes for years. I've had this problem. Like I said, my youngest is now 15. I've been dealing with this for years. It just, you're the first person who's given me the answer that I needed, besides here's another pill, see you in a year, you know, and just live with it. And that's just how life is as a woman in her 40s or 30s, you know, and it just, that's where it was like, no,
as a woman in your 40s, you're so old, you know.
Yeah, that's what, advanced age, that's what I was told. So
advanced age.
Yep.
Oh my word. So the last thing I want to talk about with you, because you are a career woman, you're very busy, and a lot of questions I get when women who want to sign up for this program, they're like, oh, I'm just so busy, I don't think I can do it. And what I've learned is that the busier the women are, the more, I mean, they get amazing results because they're very driven. But I want you to talk about how were you able to navigate, your schedule, being as busy as you are, and be able to get these amazing results and do the work?
I made it a priority. I mean, my health should be a priority for me. So, there's so many calls where you can jump on. And like I said, I will listen to them at night. This is what I do to relax at night. So I always am live at least 1 day a week with you so I can get my questions answered. So that's my lunch hour 1 day a week. But, you know, before I go to bed, I'll listen to it for an hour and just be like, look at what these ladies are accomplishing. And then, you know, so instead of watching the TV, I'm listening to these videos, and it's so empowering to know that, okay, I am going to get up and I'm going to keep going the next morning and keep seeing the results and, you know, do what I have to do to go shopping and fit it all in. And, because it's worth it, you know, and the more I do it, the more energy I have. And it just, I mean, the rewarding of how well I feel now is just, it's so worth making the time and effort.
You made my day by saying, yeah, how I relax at night. How I relax at night is by listening to you. Oh my word, you just made my day. I love it.
You know, that's the only time I can fit it in. So it's relaxing to know, like, okay, now tomorrow, you know, I get my motivational speech, and then the next day I get up and do it again. So yeah, no, it's how I fit it's the only way I can fit it in, and it works for me. So
Yeah, I think what a lot of these girls don't even know yet is we focus, of course, on the health. Now, there's a specific protocol and a process that we use in the academy for that. But we also work a lot on the mind, which we're talking about tomorrow, the mindset. Because if the mindset is all wackadoo, and it's going to be really hard to stay the course. So I focus a lot on that too.
Yes. Yeah. The whole thing. Yeah. You got to work on it all at once. But yeah, just having that support system, like I said, even if you're unable to call in live, just to know that those videos are there and like the answers to the questions are there. And yeah, it's all worth it. So.
Well, you have done amazing. And you were actually the very first person who joined the academy in May when it opened. You were the first one. You're like, sign me up. And you've not looked back, and you've just been, so committed. You've done the hard work. You're a busy gal, but you still achieved, and you're doing so good. And I'm so proud of you, because I know this work is hard. I know it's challenging, but as I always say, look at where you were 3 months ago. Look how hard that was. Right?
Right. And that's somewhere I don't want to go back to. So, we're only looking forward, not looking back. So,
yeah. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know for a fact you have touched a lot of these women's hearts. And I know a lot of these women in this group are dealing with the same thing that you were dealing with. And I just hope that, they will jump on board as quickly as you did, because it's so, there's no amount of investment that you can put in your health. It's so worth it. So, as we open up the academy, this week, it's just, you can't put a price on your health. It's so worth it to feel good.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. It's worth the price. It's worth the time. It's worth the effort.
Yeah. You're awesome, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Have an amazing, and you look beautiful. Have an amazing day.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Okay. Thank you.